was actually going to hit them up for these just because I thought they were so cheeky, but they were kind enough to send us some. They've released a series of social media stickers called Influencer. It's a little clunky, but I like it. If you don't follow them, by the way, they're a great follow. They're very clever. It's very informative. NEORSD, Twitter, Instagram, all that. The Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District. They've taken something that most people wouldn't give a second thought to and really put a personality to it. Workforcleanwater.com. But their social media sticker set, one of them says Sewers, the original social media network. Nature, unlimited streaming. So thank you, whoever sent those over to us. I do appreciate that.
They do good stuff over there.
They
Very
do really good stuff.
Solid social media.
Yeah, they do.
Give them a follow on TikTok. Their TikToks are actually funny and informative.
You know, they do something. They do something that, again, isn't top of mind for a lot of people. People aren't thinking about the sewers until Mary is out at Edgewater Beach and she's swimming in the overflow.
One time, 5 years ago. I'm not going to keep sharing things with you if you're going to hold them against me for the rest of my life.
I'm not holding them against you. It's just a callback to something that you said that you did. That you swam. Have swum?
Swammed.
Swammed?
Backstroking
and
Backstroking and turd.
Been done swammed.
Been done swammed. That's okay. I'll have another $1,000 for you here in a few moments, courtesy of the Buzzard bookie. Listen for these keywords once an hour. I'm wearing for people who can see me on, give me on camera here, Bo. I'm wearing my G.G. Allen t-shirt today.
Ew,
the great G.G. Allen.
Yuck.
Who died 30 years ago today. If you know, you know G.G. Allin. There was never anybody like him. He took everything to the extreme. He said he was going to kill himself on Halloween on stage. Every year for a good decade. Didn't happen. He ended up dying from heroin overdose. But he died 30 years ago today. He was his given name was Jesus Christ Allin. So he probably came from a long line of whatever. But he was 36. If you remember, you might have seen YouTube videos of him. He was doing all of the kind of talk shows of the day. He did Springer. He did like I don't know if he did the Morton Downey show. The music was terrible. If you knew G.G. Allen's music, the music was terrible. But the show
was not good either. He threw poop at people. Yeah, that's not a good show.
But it was unlike anything anybody had ever seen.
It's not. You go to the zoo.
That's why you didn't go see G.G. Allin, and I did. I had to go for work at the time. But he was living the dream. He was a complete degenerate. He was a scumbag to the core. He was an alcoholic. He would do any and all drugs that were provided to him and never looked back. I think his brother, Merle Allin still goes out and performs the songs, such as they are. But they came up on that East Coast hardcore scene and decided to take everything to the extreme. And so his band had a bunch of different names. He was fronting the Toilet Rockers for a while, the Texas Nazis, the Murder Junkies, the Cedar Street Sluts, the Scum Fs. That was another one of his bands. And I think the famous interview that you'll find of him on YouTube, there was this very short-lived show called The Jane Whitney Show. I think this woman's on PBS now, but in the early 90s, she had a talk show, and they had G.G. Allin on there. He's like, I'm going to commit suicide on stage on Halloween. And he said, I can sleep with anyone I want, 12-year-old girls, boys, animals, I don't care. He knocked up a teenager in Texas. And I was sent to interview him when I was an intern. My very first job, I was an intern on a morning show in Chicago, and I was instructed to go interview him. And I'm like, well, this is never going to happen, so I have to come up with something. And so the show that I went to was about 3 weeks before he died. This was like June of 93. He did a show at the Congress Theater in Chicago, which I don't even think is there anymore. And he performed the way he always did, in only a leather jacket and a jockstrap, which is eventually what his bloated corpse was buried in. After they found him, they just put him in that. And Bill's right. There wasn't much to the show. He would come out in the jacket. He would eventually take that jacket off. He would eventually take off the jock strap, and he'd just be standing there butt-ass naked and screaming these songs. And the stage had a barricade in front of it. And that wasn't to keep fans away. It was to keep him away from the fans because he would throw poop.
Ugh.
And he would, like, put a turkey baster up himself. And
Come on.
Yeah.
Why would anyone go to that?
well, I was instructed to go.
Right, but I'm saying people were
made
there
to go.
voluntarily.
Because it was such a spectacle.
But there's
Now,
spectacles.
nobody was
but that's
up-
not a spectacle. That's
No,
just gross.
That's not it. Well, people love gross things.
Yeah.
To this day, people love gross things. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Doesn't
I don't
doesn't
even-
make it any. That's precisely what a spectacle is.
No.
You're like, oh my God, look at that.
No, a spectacle is a show, a performance, something that is like memorable. And I think he's just lowest rung on the totem pole. Like, it's garbage. G.G. Allin sucks.
Well, it definitely wasn't for everyone, but I loved it. But I was like, there's no way that I'm going to
Why
get.
was he the opener?
I was like, there's no way that I'm going to get back there to interview this guy. Because as it was, his shows never got much longer than 7 or 8 songs because the cops would shut it all down. He would be running around the thing, chasing people, you know.
So stupid.
And it was,
I don't get why you enjoyed this at all.
Well, I was 22 years old.
Yeah, when I was 22,
And
I still
I
wouldn't
was-
want to be chased around by someone with poop hands.
Well, I didn't want to be chased around, but I mean, I was, you know, it was, I'd never seen anything like it, and I've never seen anything like it since.
There's plenty of things that I've never seen anything like that I'd be like, yeah, that's not good.
Well, I'm glad you weren't there.
I am too.
You wouldn't have enjoyed it.
I wouldn't. I don't
Those
even
of
like
us who
hearing
were
about
there,
it.
Those of us who were there, we
I don't
enjoyed
like
it a
hearing
great
about it.
deal.
I don't like that people think that this dude's some like
Talented.
artist.
No,
Like, he's-
nobody ever accused him of being talented.
But like there is a legacy that he has. You're wearing
Yeah.
his shirt right now.
Yeah, G.G. Allin. Yeah,
Ugh.
make sure. You don't like my G.G. Allin shirt?
Not at all.
How come?
Because G.G. Allin is not someone you should support.
Well, he's been dead for 30 years as of today.
But like
I can't support him.
If he was in, Bill doesn't get art. Yes, I don't. I don't get that art. The fine arts.
Well,
Stinky and poop throwing and just.
oh yeah, he'd like whack it on stage and whip that at people too, and you know. But here's my point: is that nobody was. This wasn't like a show where people are right there in the pit. I mean, people stood at the middle of the venue.
Because they knew.
Yeah, of course they knew.
No way.
People knew what they were. Nobody walked in and was like, I thought this was going to be like Matchbox 20 or whatever the band of the time was. It was wild, man. It was wild.
Why don't they make a hologram of him and let him have like a Las Vegas residency since he's so
Because there was like no, I mean, I was one of, this was a show, this was his tour stop in Chicago, and there were probably 25 people there. So I don't know how this guy got booked anywhere. So a couple of weeks later, after I see him, he's doing some show in Manhattan. They do 3 songs. A fight breaks out. He goes to his friend's house, a guy named Johnny Puke, and they're partying and doing drugs and whatever, and he ODs on heroin. And nobody else notices until the next morning where they're like, oh, he's laying there and hasn't moved. He's still on the couch. So Johnny Puke takes realizes he's dead, takes a couple of Polaroids with G.G. Allin's corpse before he calls the ambulance. And he was a couple of months shy of his 37th birthday when he died. But he went out the way he said he was. Well, he said he was going to be suicide. It was technically drug overdose of suicide. But
No, it
he
isn't.
was, no, huh?
No, it isn't.
The way he lived it was.
I mean, yeah, if it was on purpose.
Well, the way he lived it was. Eventually, he was going to kill himself. He was not living in a way. He had no concern whatsoever for his body or his. It's just a
it's
long.
just really sad, really.
It's very sad.
It's very sad and wasteful.
He gave of himself.
He didn't give anything.
Of course, he did. He gave of himself
his feces.
to try to. That was what he thought would be entertaining to people.
See, I can't get over that part just because that is like a defense mechanism I would use for prison. That is my fallback plan to me sleeping with like a muscular.
To be crazy.
Yeah, to be the guy that goes in solitary confinement because he's throwing poop and smearing it all over himself, and you can't pin this guy down because you walk into that room, he's gonna throw poop at you.
Like when Ted Nugent got drafted.
Yeah, whatever. That's my fallback plan to like surviving in prison, and people are paying money to go see a show to possibly have poop thrown on them by some overweight, already disgusting man.
Ugh.
He was good friends with John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah.
Why are you supporting this guy?
I'm not supporting him.
You're wearing his shirt.
So what?
That's like wearing a Hitler shirt.
It is not.
He didn't kill 6 million
This
people.
guy over here.
But I'm saying
Roseanne Bill over here. With
no, it's like wearing a shirt.
dope. The
It's like
same as wearing.
No, it's
G.G.
like-
Allin is the same as Hitler to Bill Squire.
No, it's like wearing. It's like wearing a John Wayne Gacy shirt.
G.G. Allin didn't. The only person he killed was himself.
Well,
What are you
that's
talking
one.
about?
But he's a terrible
He's
person.
not a killer.
If he's friends with John Wayne Gacy, he's
But he's
not someone you should be wearing a shirt
killer.
of.
He's not a killer, but he's not a good person.
Nobody said he was. But
So-
he was a spectacle unto himself.
Maybe he saw a side of
and
John
he's
Wayne
been
Gacy.
dead 30 years
No,
today.
but our point is
And you guys, I know your point.
But you give Cody crap all the time for listening to R. Kelly and Michael Jackson. And every time Cody brings up Michael Jackson, you're like, he's a kid toucher. And then you're wearing this guy's shirt.
G.G. Allin was not a kid toucher.
Right, but he was friends with someone
G.G.
that killed
Allin
kids
didn't
and rape kids.
Didn't rape kids.
No, but
No,
he
he's-
was friends with
He
someone that
looked
did.
up one of his idols was a person who raped and murdered
What if you
children.
found out one of your
I
your
wouldn't
friends was a
support
child
them.
It's not
rapist?
about finding out. He went and visited him in
I
prison.
don't know why anybody's arguing with me. I'm just talking
You're
about
wearing
G.G.
his shirt.
So what? I'm just talking about G.G. Allin, dead 30 years ago today. I didn't know everybody was going to be so sensitive about it.
It's not about being sensitive.
didn't
It's
kill-
about being hypocritical.
Well, it's not though.
But it is. Because you give Cody crap all the time for
Because
listening to Michael
surviving
Jackson.
R. Kelly. No, I give him crap for watching Surviving R. Kelly as his comfort viewing. I saw G.G. Allin one time,
Give him the shirt.
and it was wild.
Give me the shirt. I don't want that nasty shirt.
Wild. So, no, I'm not sitting around listening to G.G. Like I said, music's awful, but not much
But
to
you're
it.
wearing a shirt with his name on it.
And R. Kelly's
and his
music is
face.
great.
Yeah. Check out my G.G. Allin shirt.
I'm surprised you're doubling down on this.
I'm
That's
not.
all.
I'm tripling down on it.
Tripling down. Any
Yeah.
of the
That's right.
downs. I'm just a little surprised. That's all.
Why? He didn't
Because
kill anybody.
That doesn't make him a good person.
Bill said he was Hitler.
No, that's
I'm
ridiculous.
saying you support. Well, I
He
was
is
being a
separating
little.
the art from the artist, Bill.
I don't do that.
Well, we're all adults. We all should be able to
Well,
decompartmentalize.
Are you? Are you?
you guys will be
Wait,
very.
what?
You guys will be.
Hold on.
You guys will be very happy to know that he is dead. What did I got to give away this money here? Hold on, and then hold that.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Bills. That's bills. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
By the way, I want to let you know, in case you were going, they have canceled the Robert Plant Allison Krauss show at Blossom tonight because of the air quality in the Akron and Summit County area. So and I know a lot of people were going. We gave away tickets. People were very bummed. Our boss Rob was going. But they have announced that because of the air quality down there, that show is sold out at Blossom with Robert Plant and Allison Krauss. That show has been canceled for tonight. Refunds will be available at the point of purchase, so they're not even telling you to hang on to them. But that's what's going on tonight out there at Blossom. So that sucks for people who really wanted to go to that show. What did you say, Cody?
I said decompartmentalize. I meant compartmentalize. I was thinking of department, not compartment.
Gotcha.
Yes, but yeah, I think adults compartmentalize what they want. All of us are guilty of supporting something because we like.
No,
something,
I'm not
but
compartmentalizing anything. I went to see G.G. I was instructed to go to a G.G. Allin show, and it
But you
was
weren't instructed to wear a shirt.
I would say that
Or
doesn't
buy it.
equal. Yeah, that doesn't.
and it
equal buying
was
merch.
wild.
You're
wild
ignoring what we're saying to you.
that I shouldn't wear the shirt because you guys don't like it.
No.
No.
That it.
That's what you're saying. No, that's
Listen
literally
to
what you. That's what
It's
you.
No, it's got nothing to do with us liking it or not. He was objectively not a good person.
Didn't say he
a
was.
bad person.
But
Didn't
you
say
are
was.
All right, so-
supporting him
but-
by wearing his shirt. So you're saying I support what this guy did.
So
by
imagine you're one
wearing
of the
his shirt.
families of John Wayne Gacy's victims.
No.
Yes,
We're
yes,
talking
yes,
about
yes,
we
yes.
are talking about
We-
G.G. Allin. You can throw anybody into the mix and try to make a point.
No.
We are talking
Right.
about G.G. Allin.
Okay, so
People loved him or hated him or whatever.
Right.
I thought he was wild
but
as a live
what
performer.
he would do is visit John Wayne Gacy in prison and express his
Love?
approval and
Approval?
build a friendship with the man.
I don't know anything about that.
But you're finding out about it now.
So that's what you said. Okay, fine. So what?
So you don't you imagine you are one of those family members that is a victim.
Yeah, but I'm not.
That's what empathy
You
is. That's
get
what we're
on
trying
me.
to.
No. Hold on. You
All
get
right.
on me all the time when I said I didn't want to donate blood because I didn't know anybody who needed it, and you were like, "Well, my dad died of a blood disease." You say all the time how people don't give a rat's ass.
My dad did
until,
die of a blood disease.
But you always like to make the point that people don't give a rat's ass until it personally affects them, and now you're using that exact same argument.
No, I'm not.
Well,
I
it
didn't-
doesn't personally affect me. I'm not one of John Wayne Gacy's
I didn't say I didn't care.
victims.
I said it's got nothing to do with him as a performer.
But
And
it-
you said you
him
don't
as
give
a
blood.
person.
You said you don't give blood because you don't like needles.
I don't. And then that's when I was like, and then I said, if someone in my family needed blood, I would give them blood. And you're like, well, my dad needed blood. He died from a blood disease. That's why I give blood.
That is why I give blood.
I understand.
So what's the point?
The point is that you, on multiple occasions with COVID, with the vaccine, with masks, you say and have said multiple times, people don't care unless it directly affects them.
Right.
And then Bill said, put yourself in the shoes of one of John Wayne Gacy's victims'
Yeah,
families.
it would
and
be
you
awful.
said,
It would
but
be
you-
terrible.
But you said, well, I'm not them. You just
I'm
basically
not.
use the exact opposite argument that
Because
you
you
always
guys
use.
are throwing things into the mix that have nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
but the guy
Because
is
you are
that
you're
many things. He's
You're
not
coming
just
at it.
one thing.
You're coming at it from the perspective of somebody who wants nothing to do with them,
Right.
and so you're going.
And I'm
Look at this
surprised
this
that
and
you
this.
do. And I'm surprised that you do, considering
I went to go see him. Yeah, it was wild.
how terrible a human he was.
Yeah, well, he's
I-
been dead for 30 years.
I guess what I'll say is I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Well, it won't be the first time. Won't be the last. Hey, Chris.
Yo, I just wanted to chime in with the G.G. Allin commentary. Everybody over there is acting pretty soft. I mean, you guys don't understand that this man basically was a physical representation of punk rock. It was supposed to be shocking. It was supposed to make you crap your pants a little bit. I mean, this guy pulled no punches. You know, I mean, he wrote a song about all sorts of awful things. I mean, but you have to learn to separate the spectacle of the man from the actual artistry, if that makes sense.
Well, not everybody wants to.
I don't
Then
do
you
that
have to do
when
that across the board. Then you have to do that with every person who's ever created art and also done something terrible.
Here are the songs.
You can't pick and
I agree.
choose.
Chris,
I
here's
agree with that.
Chris, here's
I
the,
agree 100% with that.
Chris, here's the songs he did when I saw him. I saw him in June of '93, and he only made it through 8 songs. He did "Bite It, You Scum," "I Kill Everything I F," "Expose Yourself
I
to
know
Kids."
that song.
I mean, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous and terrifying and gross. And the guy went out the way every single person thought he was going to go out. But it
Well, and
was.
the guy basically was a clown. It makes no surprise to me that he was friends with the killer clown. I mean, why is that so shocking?
He
Why
was
is that hard
he
to
was
It's
doing
swallow?
not that it's
he was
shocking.
doing everything publicly to get people mad, just
Right.
like Bill and Mary are doing.
Right.
That was
So-
that was his whole raison
But
d'etre.
then when you buy into that and you're supporting him and wearing his shirt, I just find that really disgusting. Punk rock or not, I don't care about the punk rock part of it because I think it's really disrespectful. And I get he is the disrespectful guy, but it's just weird to support him, wear his shirt with his name and face on it. Like it's gross.
yeah, this is him in his coffin. Hey, Poco.
Hey, Alan.
Yes, sir.
I was telling Cody I didn't know anything about G.G. Allin until Drive-By Truckers' first album. They had a song called "The Night G.G. Allin Came to Town,"
Mm-hmm.
and they talked about him throwing feces around the stage and
Right.
all that crazy
Right.
stuff. All that crazy stuff.
That was very crazy.
But if you can get into the archives and pull a little bit of that out, it would kind of.
No, again, I don't care that much about it. I went to go see him one time, and it was the wildest thing I had ever seen in my life. The music's terrible. There's no point in even arguing that point. The music's terrible. Nobody ever went to the mat and said, man, you got to check this out, other than for pure shock value. And there's something to be said. There's people today who are still trying to make a living on pure shock value. This guy was out there doing it.
Well, what do you understand our point that it's not that we don't like the shirt or we don't like his music? We're just a little surprised that someone who outwardly has the values and support and the things that you've said in the past would be wearing that shirt.
I like to surprise people.
Because that guy is he was openly misogynistic and had lyrics about child rape. And...
What's the matter with surprising people?
Are you listening to yourself right now?
Yeah.
Are you hearing what you're saying?
Yeah, I recognize my own voice, yeah.
So it's just a little shocking. That's all.
Yeah, well. Hey, Vinny.
Hey, how's it going?
What up?
So pretty much, Gigi Allin was, he was the face of punk rock, and he tried to just separate himself from everything apart. But the whole thing is there's actually a guy on YouTube who's pretty popular. His name's Soft White Underbelly, and he does a lot of interviews. Well, he's actually got an interview with Gigi Allen's brother. His name's Marilyn, and they have collected serial killer memorabilia their whole life.
Yeah, I don't even care about all that. I don't go down those rabbit holes. I don't even care about that. I mean, Michael Jackson was a serial child abuser, and Poundcake can figure that out in his own head. Not allegedly.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly.
He was acquitted. Are we not?
Children could identify his junk.
Doesn't matter.
That
Are we
doesn't
not
seem
believing in the court of law?
Right.
Is
You
it
can't
until
make
proven
these
guilty?
points to him while you're wearing that shirt.
No. What I'm saying is, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just telling you, when you have multiple children, there were no kids that were identifying Gigi Allen's wiener. Doing songs about stuff, this is the same reason that they have made it illegal in a lot of states to use rappers' lyrics against them in court. Because you can write lyrics about anything. You can write lyrics about the most depraved stuff you could possibly do. It's still art. Still considered art. So you can throw in all kinds of other stuff.
Well, maybe Michael
that's
Jackson's
what I'm
was exposing himself.
Performance art.
Was that his performance art?
Well, Gigi Allen never went to. He never got. He got arrested for a couple of things, but nothing like that. But he's dead anyway. Everybody can relax because he's been dead for a long, long time.
It doesn't matter that he's dead.
It doesn't?
No.
Would you feel better if he's still alive?
No, because if it did, then you wouldn't make the point that you're making to Cody. Because Michael Jackson is also dead. Michael Jackson has been dead for 20 years.
Well, that's just coincidental, though.
Why is it coincidental for Michael Jackson but not for Gigi Allen?
No. It's
Michael Jackson's black.
It's coincidental that they're both dead.
You are so annoying because you're wrong.
What point are you trying to make?
That you're being very hypocritical.
No, I'm not.
That's the point.
Yeah,
yes, you are.
How?
Absolutely.
We've given you the last 15 minutes of how you've been hypocritical.
You've dug your heels, and you're going to be.
No. I know you're yapping. What
no,
I'm saying is
we're not yapping. We're making good points, and you don't want to admit it.
I'm saying that I'm not going to the mat for things Gigi Allen was doing.
By wearing his shirt, you are, though. You're outwardly supporting him. It would be no different if you had on a MAGA shirt. You make fun of people for waving around their flags.
I liked his show.
Just saying. Maybe people like the Trump show.
But they do. That's why they buy
like
those
the
shirts.
Antics. They
I
like
know,
his
and
stories.
I disagree with them.
Well, I'm okay with him wearing a Gigi Allen shirt. I wear a Whitney Houston shirt.
I said
They
it was
both
just
died
surprising.
because
I
of
said it was
drugs.
surprising.
Yeah.